Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, August 13th. We're going to go over what we have in the news today. So, Donald Trump has announced he is seeking to reduce the corporate tax rate to 15%, down from 21% that it's at currently. This would be likely a pretty big boost to everyone holding stocks. That brings it down by 6%, which is pretty big, right? The corporate tax rate has already been cut from 35% in 2017 to 21%, where it's at right now, by Donald Trump in 2018. So 2 years later, cutting it down again is what he wants to do. Some say that this has contributed to a run-up in stock valuations, and Trump argues that lowering the corporate tax rate is more important to the economy than keeping tax rates high and then providing social welfare. Trump said that he will do this if the Republicans win the House and the Senate in the current re-elections. Of course, he also needs to be reelected for that to happen, so saying that the Republicans win all three in sweep, right? On the other hand, Joe Biden wants to raise the tax rate from 21% to 28%. So he wants to do kind of the opposite and almost double it, essentially, from what 15% would be. He wants to almost double that tax rate, which doesn't sound too good, right? There's new COVID-19 tax that has been implemented almost basically overnight by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. They say it's to help compensate for COVID-19 expenses and market uncertainty. This is a big one if you're about to refinance your house, anything like that. They're adding new taxes in there that'll make it cost a little bit more on top of that, so that they say to compensate for COVID-19 expenses and market uncertainty. This morning, Larry Kudlow was interviewed, where he dodged the question about whether we will still need another stimulus package. He didn't quite give us a firm answer, and instead answered the question about whether or not we're able to borrow more money. Kudlow said that we have not reached the limits of borrowing yet, and now is the time to borrow. This is an emergency situation, and we need to reinvest money into the economy, especially when interest rates are as cheap as they are, which is actually a little bit better news than we normally hear from Larry Kudlow. Normally he wants to penny pinch and be pretty safe about it and say that people are already getting stimulus checks and this and that. And so it's good that he's saying now is the time to borrow, and hopefully hinting a little bit at that a potential package could be something we can do. Larry Kudlow believes that this election is going to basically be a debate about more taxation or less, with Trump wanting less taxation and Joe Biden wanting more. It could be that Trump is now trying to reduce this corporate tax rate to 15% so that he can say Biden is trying to double the rate, which will obviously help his re-election debate, right? It'll help his argument that he's got if he can say that Biden's trying to essentially double the tax from where he would have it. Larry Kudlow also said that they're starting to work on fixing the eviction moratorium restrictions. It seems like they're realizing that the executive orders on evictions aren't actually helping stop people from getting evicted. People are still getting evicted even with these executive orders. So he said they're looking into it and going to try to work on a way to fix that so that it does actually solve the issue. Larry Kudlow also said that he is optimistic about coming to a small deal agreement with the Democrats. Now, we know that the Democrats are opposed to coming to a small deal. They think it's going to make it so that they lose all their leverage. But Larry Kudlow is saying he's optimistic that they could come to some sort of small agreement. This small agreement would include things like testing, treatment, and all that. It would include our stimulus checks, things of that nature. So that's what they want to get done in the small agreement. Democrats want to get a full, complete bill instead. In other news, jobless claims fell to under 1 million. This is the first time in a 1 week period that they've been under a million in a 1 week since March, right? So that's pretty good. I mean, Republicans are pretty happy about that and touting it off as a big win, but keep in mind, this is still about 50% higher than the pre-pandemic record of 695,000 claims for joblessness during the 1982 recession. So there's still a lot of people unemployed, even though, yes, it's good that we broke under that 1 million number. In COVID news, yesterday we had 1,200 deaths, which was the single highest one-day death count since May. So we're starting to see the deaths at really high numbers and reaching even the highest that we've had in a one-day period. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe down below if you want to keep me up to date, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.